The Vergas Show is brought to you by Spanky Stone Hearth, casual fine dining on beautiful Rose Lake. Vergas State Bank, your locally owned community full-service bank. Vergas Event Center for gatherings large or small, including weddings. Vergas Liquor Store, where all the profits profit Vergas.
Make the right call. Call Hanson's, the most trusted name in plumbing and heating.
Hi, welcome to the Vergas Show. I'm Sherry Hanson. Thanks for joining us again today. We are back at the Pelican Rapids High School, and if you happened to watch last week, you would have seen the segment about how Doug Brueggemann, what educator over here at Pelican Rapids High School, had this vision for Hairy Man. And he told you a little bit about that. He'll maybe do a little bit of recounting of that in this show, but we thought it was just really important because of all the great things that was going on with it as far as for students and for positivity, to bring on some of those students and a teacher and just talk a little bit more about it. Darren Burby, Vergas Community Club member, and I'm from the Vergas Community Club member. Hairy Man is kind of our little pet project over in Vergas. I mean, we have Hairy Man days. I outran the Hairy Man, the 5K run, and this year we're adding axe throwing and trap shooting and all sorts of fun things in October. But it all revolves around the Hairy Man and the fact that there are people that actually have had sightings of the Hairy Man out in the Klondike, and he was a real force in our area. So we had this creature created by Patrick Shannon of Forest Edge Gallery. It's a metal creature, and he just makes little sightings, little spottings all over the community of Vergas, and so it's just kind of fun to come over and check where he's at. Well, Darren Burby, as I said, is from the Vergas Community Club, and his kids went through school here in Pelican Rapids. And Darren, I guess I'd just like to have you say a little bit about this whole idea that we brought Hairy Man over here from Vergas, and what your thoughts are on that.
Sure. Thank you, Sherry. Yeah, we're back. I feel right at home here. I really do. I love this school. My three kids went to school here, and Mr. Brueggemann was a neighbor of ours for 20 years, and now he's somewhat a neighbor, lake neighbor. So he texted me one evening and said, "Who do I contact about getting Hairy Man over here?" And I said, "Well, you talked to the right person, because I know we can make this happen." And we were willing to share Hairy Man with the Pelican Rapids High School. Love this culture, love this high school. Really revolves around leadership and guys like Mr. Brueggemann. And so I'm going to turn it over to Doug. He's going to talk to some of our students and another teacher here.
Doug, I'd like you first to just kind of recap what your program was, and then we'll go into the students.
All right, so the story behind Hairy Man and me getting this nice addition to our school here these last month and a half, but basically comes down to my big, hairy, audacious vision. And what that is just a vision that is just like, no way, that's ridiculous to even think about. But that vision for our school and our culture is definitely worth pursuing. And so with that, I came up with an idea that, what would be a better representation of going after something audacious than to actually use the Hairy Man as a symbol for the things that we want to do. And so, our culture at our school and leadership stems from a lot of individuals who really work extremely hard to make our school tick and to really make a positive impact on everybody, staff, students, teachers, everybody in our school. And so we decided that it would be maybe good not to just brag about our Hairy Man and right. my vision, but to actually hear some voices from the school itself. And so we brought in Ms. Ringstorff, now I'm going back, Mrs. Breen, which is a former student of mine, Carla Ringstorff, and introducing Hairy Man through their eyes. So I think I'll just turn it over to you, and you can talk about your thoughts.
Yeah, for sure. Harry was introduced to us on the first day of school. We had an assembly, and Mr. Brueggemann just kind of let us know his vision. And Harry has been such a great character to watch into school every day, just thinking about how can we be present, positive for each other as coworkers, but also for our students. And so, when you think about this month, we're doing heart, and then we try and think about what can we do to show that we care about one another. So this month we are doing a food drive. We have a big ship that we built over there, and we have a competition with the elementary school. And so it's just been a really fun way and a playful way to get student engagement, to treat each other with respect, and think about our why, think about where we're going, and like our purpose for coming to school every day.
That's awesome. Yeah,
it's good to hear. Great to hear. Exactly what we're after with this vision.
It's got to feel good, Doug, to know that your vision is being seen.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm waiting to see what the students have to say about this. I know one of the big comments is, "Oh my goodness, he's talking about Harry again." I've inundated
I know
the
that
community
feeling.
with Harry. But it'll be interesting now to just hear from some of our students. They'll introduce who they are, and then just make a quick comment, and then maybe Darren and myself will come up with some questions for you.
All right, so I'm Eva, and I'm a junior at Pelican, and a lot of students, they see a Harry and they kind of like, what's that and stuff. But it's really interesting because the kids are interested in learning kind of what he represents and what he's about, and it kind of teaches them to have a positive mindset and stuff like that, and to treat others well.
I am Janae. I'm a junior here at PRHS. It's just Harry's a really unique way to look at like setting goals and showing us how to be better people overall, and like make our community better as well as our school.
I'm Sylvia Pesch. I'm also a junior here at PRHS, and I guess the way I see it is like teenagers aren't always good to one another. They're not always super nice. So Harry's just a nice reminder to be a good person in general. And yeah, it's nice. Like Mrs. Breen said, it's nice to walk into school and see Harry every day. He's just a good reminder to be a good person.
So I think your vision is being seen, Doug.
Yeah, in that, and then Sylvia hit really well on the reason I went with resiliency for the second R. And Harry is an acronym. H is for heart, to be caring. A is for attitude. R is for respect. And then the second R, the resiliency that you need, because, hey, it's not only teenagers that aren't nice to each other at times. Adults do a pretty dang good job of not being there for each other and making life tough sometimes. So that is just a constant reminder for me. I dwell a lot, believe it or not, on the R, to be resilient. Just a quick story about that is, with my job as Dean of Students, I deal with some of the problems that take place, and sometimes that can overwhelm me, and I'm just like, okay, is anybody reading the good you do can come back to you? And then the other day I went through one side of our commons here during lunch, and I said, I'm just going to start counting and see how many kids I can count before I get to the first one that I've had a behavior issue with. And I went through the whole commons on one side of it, up to 80 students, and I got done and I was like, wow, I have not had one discipline issue with any of these kids. And so sometimes the resiliency you need is just that grit inside you to fight back the temptation to just see the negative and instead look and see the positive.
That's awesome. Yes. Darren, did you have anything you wanted to ask these kids?
Just
Students,
one
not
thing that
kids,
I've
sorry.
noticed is I like the energy that Mr. Brugman brings, and I like the repetitive day in, day out energy that teachers bring in general, wherever they are, in whichever school they are. There's a book out there called The Energy Bus that I just finished, and I just love that book, because you're going to have some energy zappers out there, but you need to bring those people up, whether they're a student of yours or if they're a working group with you. You will run across all different types, and if you can be maybe one of those that brings the energy every day too, that's real important.
And it looks like you've picked, or these students right here, definitely have that energy. What would you like to say to the students?
Oh, no, I just appreciate just hearing a little voice. I haven't really done a survey of what you think about Harry
No.
Man. I have
Oh,
read
that's coming yet.
They might be doing their own little survey.
Right.
Okay. Boycott Harry. But I too have read The Energy Bus, and one of the things I like about it is that you can only invite people to be on your bus, and that's what I try to do each and every day. Is hey, I have my vision, and I have my Harry Man, and I constantly am inviting more people to get on the bus and come with me. And if you don't want to be on the bus, I can't force you.
Right.
But I'm going to give you every opportunity and idea that I come across for you to live a more effective, happy, and rewarding life. And that's really what my vision is all about.
I get the vision. I love the vision, and I think the Vergas Community Club just really, really loves being a part of this vision too. And it makes you actually emotional, Doug, because there needs to be more people like you out there that it wasn't easy for you to come over and get Harry out of where he was. I was with you when we loaded him up, and he's not light. And
Harry is a big fellow.
He's a big fellow, and he's very heavy, and we didn't want him to go anywhere, but we're glad he came to Pelican, and we're just really glad that you were able to use him in such a positive way. And I hope when you guys come to Vergas or driving through sometime and you see him again, you remember Doug's vision, because it's an awesome one.
Yeah, it was a great situation for us to have this down the road, and just the number of little things that I came across. And when I drove by him that one day, I was like, oh. We got to get him. And so thank you very much for making that happen.
Yeah, well, we're just very happy to be part of the Pelican community in this small way, and we just hope that you continue to carry that message of that vision, whether it's a silly Harry Man or it's just within you or with its energy bus. It's out there. So you have a good day in Vergas.